Don't worry, little friend. I finally found you a worthy successor. This is Yamato's new 1/60th scale VF-11C with super packs. It was provided by Hobby Japan. And I must say that you should really go there and buy one of these right now. This is quite possibly one of Yamato's best Valkyrie toys ever. I'd say it even edges out the new VF-1 toys they've been putting out. And I just want to go into some of that in this video. Now to start off, the VF-11C differs from the previously released VF-11B in the most obvious way in the fact that it's white. Very, very white. It's a nice matte white finish with a couple of matte paint applications, all these black markings. They look very good, they're very crisp. And a couple of tampooed UN Spacey kites. Now you may be saying, well, it looks kind of plain. And that's really just an issue with the actual animation model and the design. It is just a very plain, basic Valkyrie. But I still think it looks really nice. And the VF-11 comes with all the standards. You can put the gun pod on the underside and try to keep it aligned. It's a little chinky on this one. Might just be my particular example. And it has die-cast landing gear. The only difference between this and any of the other ones is that you actually have to rotate the landing gear before putting it down into the leg. And of course it has things like swing wings and a small, slightly movable laser cannon on the top. And it also comes with its super packs. The way you attach the super packs is if you want to take off, say, the leg packs, it has a magnet on the other side. And this is my favorite part. You just put it right next to the leg and snaps right on. Stays on there nice and tight. Has a little peg and slot in the front just to line it up. But for the most part it goes on right every time. Now we're going to do it again. Oops. Do it again. There we go. I love that. Nice and tight. And also it comes with the back boosters. And the way you attach these is there's just a couple of holes right here, very nice and nondescript, sort of hidden in the engine part here. And you just stick it in like that, snap it down, and there you go. It's not going anywhere. Very nice. Do the same thing for the other side. Just angle it back, snap it in. Oops. Make sure you get it right into those holes. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, and also when you have the packs on, you're supposed to retract the rear tail fins. These just pop in really easily. So there we go. That looks pretty much like you see at least 49 times in the Macross 7 TV series, where these guys dutifully defend the Macross 7 against enemy attacks. And often what happens to them is they get blown up and a little escape pod launches off. Now this is very nice. I like the nice self-contained little escape pod. Comes with an authentic Macross 7 era pilot. I'm going to go ahead and say this is actually Gamlin Kazaki during the brief times he's piloted a VF-11, because I love having my little Gamlin. And this part just goes right back in. There's no real clamp or anything that holds it in there, but I notice it doesn't really come out unless you want to pull it out. That's fine by me. So I'm sure you're wondering, what's this thing look like in gearwalk mode? Well, let's go ahead and do that. Just going to take off the packs. Just want to show it in a clean gearwalk mode. And the first thing we're going to do is disengage a couple of locks. Oh, yeah, we're just going to disengage a couple of locks, and first we need to do is kind of separate the arms and the legs here. They're just kind of pegged in on either side. And then we can take these locks down. See, there's a couple of clips that just go into the top part of the leg here. Same thing on the other side, and I'm just going to take the shield off. I'm going to take off the gun pod. Bring the legs forward. The figure has a lot of nice and tight ratcheted joints, so there's not going to be a lot of problems with stability or anything. Feels really good in the hands too. Extend the feet. And now what you do next is you disengage the intakes from the top part of the airplane, and the whole thing is just going to come up like this. And then what you do is you just angle these back a little bit, and you also use this part here on the leading edge and you just push it in to get it out of the way so that you can swing out the arms. And you just pull the arms and they just swing out and around. Very simple, very straightforward. And then what you do is you bring the wings back up, and on each wing there is a pair of shutters that fill in this area here. You just move a little tab here to extend the shutter, and the shutter actually slots in to the chest plate here, which allows you to get a little more stability and securedness with this part of the engine, or wing, or whatever. Wing engine. And just do it again on this side. And then you just bring this part back down, snap it back in. Bring out the hands. And here we go. It's a gearwalk. It's a nice looking gearwalk too. Definitely looks the part. And of course you can give him his gun, and this is the more cut down Macross 7 style gun for the VF-11. It's less bulky than the one that comes with the VF-11B. But actually one thing that is a little nicer is that you can actually see little gun barrels on the end there. Something that the regular VF-11B does not have. And also this part comes off as a little magazine cover. And you can also see the little Gatling gun detail on the inside. So it's a nice touch. They didn't have to do that. And when you put this in the hand, there's just a small little hole here goes on a tab in the hand, so you can just kind of line it up and have the figure clasp the weapon. And then on the right arm, or the left arm only, sorry, you just tab in the shield. So here we go. Garrock mode. Looks really nice. I like it. I like it a lot. And much like all the other Yamato Valkyries, it does come with a little stand adapter. And you can use this in fighter mode, but I'm just going to show you it now in Garrock mode because it's the easiest way to mount it. Oops. Back in there. So you just put it into a couple of screw holes on the bottom, take out your Yamato Macross stand or your Mighty Block stand, and do it upright. I actually find that the Mighty Block stand works really well with the VF-11. It's just something about the compact stand and a compact Valkyrie that just works really well together. You can see I have a very dusty looking clear white stand. Yeah, looks pretty good. Not really going to go anywhere. Alright, let's go to the main event now. Let's go to Battleroid mode. So to continue on to Battleroid mode, what I'm going to show you first is the Canopy Shield, and this is a really cool feature on this figure. So on the other side, I don't know if you can see it in the video, there's actually a small white-on-white tab, which I'm going to pull it forward. Not all the way forward though, and what's going to happen is the whole canopy section is actually going to depress into the nose cone, or the whole cockpit section, sorry. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap this part a little bit. See here the top part of the covering comes off, a little canopy shield. Now I'm going to bring that tab all the way forward, holding it with one hand, and then just pulling this down until this part snaps in place. And now it's completely secure. And now what we do is just bring this out, and you're going to see in the back here, this is the rest of the canopy shield, nicely hidden in the body of the airplane. You just bring it forward, it's on a little double hinge, pull it through, and just kind of line it up, and then snap the top part down, and there we go. Alright, so I'm just going to go back to bringing this whole part up. And then I'm going to have to just retract these again. Straighten the legs out. And then I have to just move the arms back a little bit just so I can bring this whole area past the shoulder block one more time. That's the only thing that's kind of annoying, is that you have to pull the arms all the way back up before you transform it back to Battleroid mode, but it's not a huge deal. And there goes the gun. And just bring these parts back down. Bring the nose down. And here's also a couple of parts that I'm sure you're going to forget about at least once or twice. Is that there's actually a couple of flaps here you can pull up, and they just fill in the top part of the chest. And there's also these small locks for the shoulder mechanism, and you just pull these up. The whole idea being is that it kind of keeps the shoulder in place while you are posing it in battery mode, and then you just continue on and bring this part up and then pop this in. It just locks the whole thing in place. And just finish up, bring the wings down. Try not to make the shield pop off. Well, here we go. Adjust the camera a little bit. So there we go. This is the VF-11C in Bataroid mode. And it's really a nice Bataroid mode too. The VF-11 is very compact. It is basic, it's plain, but there's a real charm and functionality in that. As you can see, it just has its nice big old beefy shield on the one side. And you can pretend that you're actually using this. Stab some people with the business end there. It's got the head, the laser moves back and forth. Pretty good amount of articulation. You can get the arms like all the way under like this. You can bring them all the way up out. So swivel, the wrists and all that. The hips have a little die-cast joint in here that swings in and out, which is nice, so you can get a little extra play out of it, and you can actually bring the leg all the way up. Nothing impeding it at all, unlike some of the other Valkyrie designs. As you saw before, detented knee joints, ankle joints, and then there's a knee swivel, and lots of stuff to get you a very extreme lunging pose. I really like this figure. I was chomping at the bit to get one of these guys, which was unfortunate because it was delayed for a few months, and in the meantime I bought the VF-11B. So, good job, Yamato. You got me to buy another one of your toys while waiting for this guy to come out. Really, I have nothing but praise for this toy. There is really nothing wrong with it. It's simple, it's clean, everything works on it. It's just damn cool. It's a nice design, and I'm glad they finally made the Macross 7 version, because as I showed you before, all we had for the longest time was, well, this little guy. But now, I got a nice big one. Actually transforms, instead of, just having two models. And man, I'm just really happy to have this toy. So please, go buy one. And maybe they'll make the Protect armor. Oh, that would be so great.